Family Dentistry. We've got Abby, just came in out of the blue, and Dr. Mindy. Dr. Mindy, great to have you in on the program. Now, I didn't get the chance to interview you last year. Welcome back to the show. How have things been going this past year?
Well, we've had a lot of fun at Cornerstone Family Dentistry. We've been growing and just doing lots of fun things with our patients, and we have a new location now. So last year when we were here, we had a location in Davenport, in Morrison, and in Comanche. And then now we have another location in Erie, Illinois.
And you were telling me you go to all four of these locations.
I do go to all four, so I rotate through and see patients in all four locations.
So who are some of the other dentists? Because you can't see everybody at all four locations.
There has to be more than just one. So my brother and I are the owners of Cornerstone, so that's Dr. Craig Peterson. So him and I rotate among all the four offices. And then we have our associate dentists, Dr. Monica and Dr. Jackie. And Dr. Jackie primarily sees patients in the Davenport location. And then Dr. Monica is in Comanche and in Morrison.
Okay, and then Cornerstone Family Dentistry. How'd you come up with that name?
Oh, that's a good question. I just gave my testimony at Quest for Christ earlier this year. I do a little, just a little lesson at school where they're teaching them about the Bible and things like that. And so Cornerstone, actually, we named it that because we wanted to be founded on the principles of the Bible. So my brother and I are Christians, and so that's why we named it Cornerstone.
All right. Where did you go to school? And you were telling me you wanted to be a student all of your life, but...
Yeah. I went to Rockridge High School, so it's a small high school. I graduated with under 100 kids. My brother graduated from Rockridge High School too, so he's 4 years younger than I am. So he graduated after I did, and I went to Indiana University for undergrad, and that's where I met my husband. He's from Indiana. I ran track and cross country there for Indiana, and that's where I decided to figure out what my major was going to be. I was undecided. I just knew, I wanted to do something where I could help people, and I didn't mind school at all. I really actually liked it, so I thought I might as well go on for some more years. So dentistry, the reason I picked that really was because I felt like I would have a lot of control over my own path. In medicine, I felt like I may not be able to own my own practice as easily and, determine my path for my future. So I thought dentistry was the right fit for me because I knew I always wanted to get married and have children and be able to pour into lots of different aspects of my life, not just my career.
And talk about the education you need to become a dentist. Is there an internship or anything like that involved?
We need more dentists, so this is good for me to talk about on the radio.
Good.
So basically after you graduate high school, then you go to undergrad. Usually you can major in anything. Most people major in biology or one of the sciences. So you do 4 years in undergrad, and then you do take some tests and different things to get into dental school. They have some dental schools. The only dental school in Iowa is at the University of Iowa. And in Illinois, there's Southern Illinois, which is the one I went to, that's closer to St. Louis, and there are 2 dental schools in Chicago. So all of the programs in the United States for dental school are 4 years long, so it's different than medical school. So we do complete all of what you would consider like a residency, all of the learning from the books and the labs and treating on the patients all within those 4 years. So at the end of the 4 years, then we graduate and we're general dentists. And then some dentists choose to go on for more schooling in a more specialized area. So they might have, 2 to 3 more years if they choose to be a periodontist, which is a gum specialist, or an oral surgeon to, take out more teeth, or an orthodontist to straighten teeth, things like that.
So where did you start? I mean, you didn't start here in this area, did you, or did you?
So my path was, I started in Bettendorf, Iowa, and I was an associate for a dentist in Bettendorf, Iowa, and I learned a lot from him. And I always knew I wanted to own my own practice. So after about 4.5 years with him, I decided that I would start my own practice. So I started my own practice from scratch in Davenport. It was just a small building, no patients or anything. That's what it is when you start a, practice from scratch. So we had to build out, and we had to, get all of the equipment and all of that. During that time, I was filling in for other dentists just to, pay my bills and help my family while I was starting up a practice. So I was filling in for Dr. Simpson in Morrison because he had some health complications. Unfortunately, about a month after I began filling in with him, he passed away. So after he passed away, I continued working for his wife then until she was able to find a buyer. In dentistry, it's hard to find dentists that are willing to work in a more rural area. So the market for anyone who would buy in Morrison, Illinois was very small. She never found anyone even interested. So I called my brother, who was at the time a dentist in Wisconsin, working at a community health clinic there. And I said, I'd really like this opportunity to buy this practice. I've already started on my from scratch practice. I obviously can't be two places at once. Would you think about relocating back to the Quad Cities to help me so I could purchase this practice? And he said yes. And so that's where we started. We started, basically we started in Morrison, and then we finished our build out for our from scratch practice. Those were both done in 2014. And then Abby helped me. When did we purchase the Comanche practice?
I think it was January of 21.
January of 2021. And that was from Dr. Lowe, who had been a dentist in Comanche for many, many years, along with his brother for a number of years. And so he was looking to retire, and I think having some of the same obstacles, trying to sell a practice in a rural area. So he reached out to us and just said, I know you guys have been successful, with a rural practice. Can you give me some tips for how I could find a young dentist that would be interested? And the more we talked to him, we loved him, and he was a great guy. And so then we were like, well, if we could just find another dentist, maybe we can buy this one too. So that's kind of how we've accumulated practices over the years.
So what's it like to be working with your brother and to own something with your brother? That's got to be kind of neat.
Well, when you have a brother like mine, it's been amazing. But I can imagine that for other people that might be very difficult, depending on your relationship with your brother. My brother is extremely humble, very smart, very wise. He has...
Even though he's younger than you?
Even though he's younger than me. So I'm the engine that kind of spurs things on and pushes the business forward, but he is very methodical in everything he does. He's a very deep thinker and makes very good decisions. So for me to have him as a business partner has been really amazing. And we have a good relationship, so we rarely ever have disagreements.
That's good. Do you have any other siblings?
I have an older sister.
Okay.
Yes, and she works for the government. She works at the Arsenal. So.
Okay. All right. Very good. Abby, you've been sitting over there just so quietly. Get you moved a little closer to the microphone. So are you primarily in Comanche then?
Yes, I'm mostly in our Comanche office. Once in a while, I do get to travel around and fill in at the other offices and see the other faces once in a while, but primarily I'm in Comanche, yes.
Okay. And what are your duties?
I am a dental assistant, so I get to assist the doctors in all of their procedures that we do.
Abby's being very humble about that. We have some of the best dental assistants in dentistry, I believe. As we've noticed this as we've accumulated more assistants, how skilled our dental assistants are. So in our practice, because I love to teach, and also because I love to encourage other people to be the very, very, very best that they can, we have them go to the highest level of their education that is legally allowed. So Abby has expanded functions, level 1. She can do a lot of things that other dental assistants can't do. She takes impressions. She helps work with things during the crown procedure that other dental assistants can't do. She's able to do prophies, which is like cleanings on kids. She's able to do, some things with dentures and partials, and so she's really a thinker. She's not just a doer.
So where are you from, Abby?
I'm from Savannah, Illinois. I graduated from West Carroll High School.
Okay, and then how'd you get up in this line of work? What made you turn this direction?
I like to joke and say that I knew when I was 8 years old what I wanted to do, or at least the field that I wanted to go into. When I was 8 years old, I told my mom that I really wanted to be a tube of toothpaste for Halloween. So my mom handmade my Halloween costume, and I was a tube of toothpaste. I just always loved going to the dentist. I always thought everybody there was so awesome, and I always thought it was fun. They always made it fun to get my teeth cleaned. So I always thought that I wanted to help make it fun for other people, because I know that for most people it's a very scary place to be, and I'd like to help people realize that it's not so bad and we're good people that just want to help them.
Tube of toothpaste.
Tube of toothpaste. I have proof.
Did you get a lot more candy that way? Or they're thinking, wait a minute, you can't have candy, you're a tube of toothpaste.
I don't even remember.
Well, coming up, we'll have a check of the weather and more with Cornerstone Family Dentistry on Ladies' Day. Circle Bar Home Appliances in downtown Clinton invite you to march in for St. Patrick's Day specials during the month on their great selection of appliances. With Circle Bars, you will select from name brands you know and trust like Amana, Bosch, Frigidaire, KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, and LG TVs. You can further count on service after the sale with their trained professionals. Selection, service, and St. Patrick's Day savings all at Circle Bar Home Appliances, 225 5th Avenue South, Clinton. And you can always visit circlebars.com.
It's time now on KROS for the Storm Track 8 weather forecast, brought to you by Awesome Car Wash.
A weather impact alert is in place for your Friday, especially as we get into the afternoon, where we're expecting strong winds, gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Mostly sunny skies will push temperatures into the low 60s this afternoon. Those temperatures will drop into the mid-20s tonight as gusty winds continue. With your Storm Track 8 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutzky.
Currently, we have sunny skies and a temperature of 55 degrees. Winds are out of the west at 20 miles per hour. This weather report on KROS has been brought to you by Awesome Car Wash.
Introducing the ultimate car care experience, Awesome Car Wash. Your touchless automatic car wash open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Say goodbye to dirt and grime. Their state-of-the-art system provides a touchless wash that's gentle yet effective. Include a ceramic sealant coating for long-lasting protection that keeps your vehicle looking awesome longer. Conveniently located across from Purina on Manufacturing Drive in Clinton, Awesome Car Wash. Drive in today and experience the difference.
Dr. Mindy Abbey of Cornerstone Family Dentistry in studio on our Ladies' Day, and I'm going to test myself if I can get this right. Frenectomies for babies. Did I pronounce it right?
You got it, exactly.
Okay. So what is it?
So frenectomies is a special thing that I do as a dentist that treats babies and children and adults that have tongue ties. So what a tongue tie is, we have a little string that connects our tongue to the floor of our mouth. And when that string is too short or too thick and it doesn't allow the tongue to lift or protrude or move around the way that it could and should, then the baby does have a hard time feeding. So it's one of the first things that it will affect is not being able to nurse or bottle feed correctly. And so I've been doing this since 2013. I've done a lot of them, and I also have a lactation consultant that comes to the office, and so she helps the mothers, whether they're breastfeeding or bottle feeding, to be able to overcome all of the difficulties that come with their baby having a tongue tie or a lip tie.
Is this common, fairly common, or no?
It's present in about 5% of the population, so it's fairly relevant.
Yeah.
You know, not, I wouldn't say common as in it's on a lot of babies, but definitely in our area we see it often.
What's the procedure like?
So I use a laser. So basically I put topical or numbing jelly underneath the tongue, just kind of like the jelly you would have right before you get a shot when you're at the dentist. But we don't give the babies a shot. We just do just the topical numbing, and then we swaddle the baby in a little blanket to kind of keep them still. We put little laser glasses on their eyes, and then I hold their tongue up with a special instrument, and then I use the laser, and the actual procedure where I'm touching the laser to the frenum, where I'm doing the frenectomy, can last anywhere between 5 to 20 seconds.
So it actually has a name.
Yes.
Okay. I learned something today. That is amazing. Now, you've got a song. You said this is a song that means a lot to you.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. I like Garth Brooks. I can't ever recall hearing this song.
It's a good one.
Tell me about it.
So this song was special to me when I was about 14 years old, when I started to become an athlete. And I just really have always been ambitious in sports and in business and in life. And so to me, it's about chasing your dreams and just never getting off course.
And the title?
The River by Garth Brooks.
You and I were talking both about our passions of running. You were a much better runner than I ever was. You ran at Indiana. So talk about, how did you end up going there to run?
Well, originally when I started running, I was 14 years old, and I had played many years travel softball, and I was a center fielder, fast. And they turned me around to be a left-handed batter, so I was doing like the slapping and the bunting,
Yes.
so that you could get one step closer to first base. So I decided when I was a freshman that I didn't have anything to do in the fall. But I wanted to be really good for softball, so I would do cross country to condition myself to stay in shape for softball. And that first year I did cross country, I made it all the way to state with literally no preseason training or anything, and I got 26th, which the top 25 is all state. And so, being a very competitive person, I was extremely disappointed with that, even though no one had any expectations for me. So I decided that I was going to train and I was going to see what I could really do the next year. So I still did softball. I didn't do track in the spring. But the following year, my sophomore year, I had trained a lot more over the summer to see if I could get better. And I got first in state.
Oh my goodness.
So then by the end of my, high school career, my mom would be able to tell you how many state titles I won. I don't remember, somewhere between like 3 to 4 state titles in cross country and track, because I won some in cross country and then also some in the 1600 and the 800 in track. So then that's when we realized that I was probably going to be running in college rather than playing softball. So I was able to get a scholarship to run. So that then we just looked at the different schools and what they had to offer, and that's how I chose Indiana.
Oh my goodness. Abby, how you doing over there?
I'm doing okay.
We're going to talk about some of the services that you do offer. You're accepting new patients, so can we let Abby talk a little bit about that?
Yes, she knows all about it.
Okay, talk a little bit about this.
I think something that not everybody offers as a service that I feel that we are really great about is we do implants in our office. And a lot of people think that you can't get that done at a general dentist office, but we place implants at our offices. Dr. Peterson places implants, and Dr. Jackie is also starting to place some implants for us as well. He does a lot of extractions for us. All of our doctors can do extractions, fillings, crowns, dentures, partials. We pretty much do it all.
Who updates the website? Who does that? Who's in charge of that?
It's not me. So this is our amazing, Alina Lofgren is our COO. So she's not a dentist, but she sort of manages all of the practices. So she's the one who has all the contacts to update the website and all of the operations.
Yeah, we're running out of time. This has been fantastic. Yogi? It's not Yogi Bear, is it?
No, Yogi was named after an Indiana basketball player that's one of my husband's favorite players, Yogi Ferrell. And
Yes.
and he is our black lab.
Okay.
And he comes to work with me every day, and we have trained him to do a little bit of help with different patients. He's helped with some young and old patients that have anxiety, and sometimes people just want to go and say hi to him. He's usually sleeping during the day while I'm working.
And then the final talking point, mission trip last year?
Yes, so we did a mission trip. We took our entire team and we went to Turks and Caicos, and we did 5 days of mission work where we did free dental work for all of the people in need there. Wow. And it was a life-changing experience for every single one of us.
Did you get to go?
I did. It was amazing.
So talk a little bit about the experience. I mean, what were the people like? I imagine they had to be very appreciable.
They were. Everybody was super appreciative. I mean, people would cheer when we were getting off the bus when we would get there. I mean, it was amazing to see so many people that were just so excited to see us. And I don't think that we understood the impact that we were making until we got to experience that.
So cleaning, what were you all doing?
The system they would go through a line. If they had any main concerns that they wanted to be addressed, that would be brought up. But they would originally just get an initial exam, just peek in their mouth and see. But people could get cleanings done, fillings, extractions. I mean, there was a lot of things that they could have gotten done there.
Good. Did you feel like a rock star when you were...
We did feel like rock stars.
So how'd this come about?
Well, my brother has been going on mission trips for a long time. I went on a mission trip when I was in dental school, and so he's always had a passion for just using our gifts to be able to, help people in need. We do that within our practice, but we also wanted to get outside of our practice and do it on a bigger scale. So yeah, he kind of inspired us by going on mission trips every year, and we've always wanted to do it as a group. So we paid for our entire team to be able to go to Turks and Caicos and do the mission trip, and it was, now that we did it, we're hooked. We decided we're going every other year.
Well, that is great. People want to find out more about Cornerstone Family Dentistry, and again, thank you both for coming in. What's the best way of doing that, Doctor?
So probably the easiest way is just to go online, and you can go to www.midwestcornerstone.com. And then it's a pretty easy website to navigate. It has all 4 locations. You'll also see on there that we have a membership plan, which is an in-house insurance plan. You can even make an appointment online, so it's a pretty friendly website.
Thank you both for coming
Yes.
in. I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
And now from the KROS Newsroom, here is Sydney Ellen.
The Iowa Department